Hi, it's Leah from the Centre of Key, and today I want to talk to you about a food basically, and a specific food at that. Now, people sometimes ask me, what do you eat? You eat really healthy. Can you share some tips about eating good food? And some recipes. So today I want to talk to you about a food that really changed my life, and that food is brown rice. Yeah, brown rice. Who would have thought something as simple as brown rice could change your life? Well, I have to say I think brown rice takes the award for changing my life. I grew up eating rice, but just white rice, and refined grains in general, like white bread, pasta, that type of thing. But when I started yoga when I was 20 years old, my yoga teachers talked a lot about diet and whole foods. And so they actually introduced me to eating brown rice and taught me how to cook it, and different ways of eating it and serving it. So what I want to talk about today is a little bit about the different ways you can use brown rice in your meal planning. Okay, so first things first, just the benefits of brown rice. Because it's a whole food, it's got the outer husk that hasn't been removed, it's got a lot more fiber, a lot more minerals. It's definitely, it's less processed, so it's better for you as well. So it's got more life force energy stored inside it just because it hasn't had that outer shell removed. Okay, so that's a really good reason why it's so much better for you than just having plain white polished rice. So as far as cooking and eating rice, I like to use the absorption method, where basically you use 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, and you bring that to the boil, turn the heat down, put a lid on it and simmer it for about 45 to 50 minutes. Now I have a video which can show you how to do that, which I'll put a link to beneath this video. So once your rice is cooked, what can you do with it? So obviously you can just eat it plain with a meal. So I like to have rice and soup. That's a really good combination, especially miso soup, which is really balancing and good for your digestion and for your blood. And when I have rice, I like to put it in a bowl, and I might sprinkle some seeds on top, so some toasted seeds, or maybe I'll use some gamasio, which is toasted sesame seeds with some sea salt ground up. And just sprinkle a little bit of that on your cooked rice. Really, really nice. Now, the other ways you can use rice, or brown rice specifically, is to make rice balls. So if you've been to any of my yoga classes where I have food afterwards, special event type things, I like to make rice balls because they're really easy, 1 person, 1 rice ball, catering, simple. And to make the rice balls, you just get your pre-cooked rice, so let it cool down, or maybe the next day after it's been in the fridge overnight. You want to add things to it, so some toasted seeds, some chopped herbs, some spring onions, some shredded nori seaweed. You can chop finely some carrot, anything, but it has to be fairly small. You could also add some baked pumpkin or sweet potato. That's already soft, so once you mix everything through with your hands, you really want to squeeze and massage the rice, so to speak, so when you make your balls, it all sticks together. So you don't need to add anything else to make it stick. Just the fact of squeezing it with your hands and fingers will give it enough for it to stick together. Now, just a little tip: when you make your rice balls, make sure you use wet hands. So just wet your hands with some water, and then use your hands to make the rice balls and roll them in your hand, and that should work. That'll prevent the rice from sticking to you. And I like to roll my rice balls in some sesame seeds and then pop them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes just to get nice and crispy on the outside. You can just have them cold. You can just make the balls and put them in the fridge for later. It's up to you. Another way I like to eat rice, and I'll just do this really quickly, is to make rice salads, to make fried rice, and also to use it to make some nori sushi. So you use the rice, add some seasoning, a bit of mirin and rice vinegar, and then use that as your base. Put it on the nori, put your rice down, flatten it out, and then you can add all the different fillings for your sushi from there. So just a few little tips there about using brown rice, and how you can add it into your, repository. I guess that's a good word. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to put some recipes up shortly over the next few weeks. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, try and add some brown rice to your diet. It really, really, really is, I think, one of the most underrated superfoods out there. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.